Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Trust House Memorial Park and today's live coverage of the Bunnings Heartland Championship. It is the Farriers at Wairarapa Bush up against Mid-Canterbury, and what should be a very interesting game. We've had the Mid-Canterbury team just running it now, just picking up the one loss for the season last week against North Otago. Farriers Wairarapa Bush, an improved performance against Wanganui last week, but still chasing that elusive W. Here in the commentary box with me is Sunday Loford. I am Brink here. It's a pleasure to be here as the teams come out, and a very special occasion too for the captain of the Farriers Wairarapa Bush, Tony Johan van Vliet, his 50th game today.
Thanks a lot, BG. Yeah, really looking forward to today. It's a different old time, starting at 6 o'clock. Everyone will be not sure whether to have their tea or have a drink or how that works. But yeah, for Yowie, like he's been a stalwart. He had a couple of years off when he went over to the Netherlands and had a bash at the international rugby over there. And he's been a great guy of Wairarapa rugby and always gives us all every time he's out there. Really enjoy Yowie. He's a great player.
Yeah, just a huge welcome into our viewers as well from Ashburton and the Mid-Canterbury region. Certainly a very, very proud province. They've had a pretty impressive Heartland record, actually. Still remember that final down there with that amazing kick that went backwards 50 odd metres.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough ground to play down there. But no, big occasion here today. Just a bit of a shout out to the Southeast Asia Wairarapa Bush woman who earlier played the game against Wanganui and winning 62-15 that clash. So huge and great to see women's rugby. Super Rugby All Picky, of course, has been kicked off for 2022. It's been launched. And just great to see that there's a lot more women getting involved in what is New Zealand's game.
It was great to watch. Really, really enjoyed it. Bit of a shout out there for Xanthi Somerville. I thought she was pretty outstanding today, and it helped having Bex Marnie there. But we're just due here for the kickoff today, and Tom Riki, who is back. He didn't play last week against North Otago, and I think he'll make a big difference for EG.
Yeah, very experienced player, Tony.
So Tom Riki here about to get us underway. Tom Riki kicks off. It's a nice kick down there. And that's very aggressive start from Mid-Canterbury, and they get the ball back over from there's the big lock. That's Nasaranga. Hits it up nicely there. McCormick digging. Oh, that's another Foxley out to Riki. Riki with another beautiful run. This has been a fast start from Mid-Canterbury. Very fast start. McCormick digging there to Foxley. Foxley looking for the gap. Going wide. Nice tackle there from Wairarapa Bush. McCormick in there again, digging. Into the first runner, and that's a nice run there from Korotamana. Oh, that's a big shot there from BG Campbell on Tate Chisman. Tate Chisman's been outstanding this Heartland. Big shot. Riki then gets the ball again. There's inside ball there. And he just knocks it on there. Does number 13.
They did a lot of that last week, Tony. The carry and offload against North Otago, which I thought was used to sort of fairly reasonable effect. We have a look here on the wet and forget replay. The inside ball to the winger. Boomfa! BJ Campbell says, no way through here, son. Oh, that's outstanding.
It's a very nice start for Mid-Canterbury, though, getting through the phases. Looking at some of their previous games, they do a lot of cutout balls, and then they bring their winger in from the other side of the field. So they've got a very set plan the way they play. So the first scrum.
I wonder if that's an early indication of Wairarapa Bush doing their homework.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And Bracewell to put the ball into the scrum.
Played well last week, young Isaac Bracewell.
He's a nice player and a good, reasonable. Mid-Canterbury just turning it. Bracewell there. And Wairarapa Bush are setting up to give themselves a better angle for the clearance. It's good from Wairarapa Bush. Ueta Tufanga, and it goes back to Sam Morrison. And the ball coming down here to fullback McCloy. McCloy looking for space. And that's a nice pass there to Vasarakuta. He's a very, very big, strong player. Old Vasarakuta. He's from the Celtic club. We'll watch out for him today.
Yeah, the wind conditions today, a little bit swirly out there. There is a bit of a breeze blowing, which will affect the goal kickers and anything that goes up high. So interesting to see what part that plays.
Oh, Manasseh Bari makes the big break straight through the big man. Manasseh Bari beats one, beats two. Manasseh Bari, try time.
Yeah, too easy. Mid-Canterbury in there, nice and easy. 5-0 kick to come, and that looks unbelievably like a hot knife through butter.
It sure did. Manasseh Bari out of the Methven club. He's been having a very nice Heartland Championship. I've seen him definitely score a try a couple of weeks ago against King Country. That was a very different try, though. That one's from 2 metres from the line. Very impressive, Manasseh. And in the conversion here for Tom Riki, that's a bit of a worry how easily they opened us up there, BG.
Yeah, not only not only how they opened us up, but with 3 minutes of the game, 7 points down. I certainly hope this is not a precursor to what we can expect for the next 77.
They've been looking pretty classy and having the first five, second five back this week. They play a lot of their rugby off them. So Tom Riki converts to make it 7-0 after 3 minutes. Wairarapa Bush just need to stiffen that area up. That was a little bit weak there. So Falaniko to do the kickoff. Wairarapa Bush just need to get their hands on the ball here. Moore gets plenty of heights on his kickoffs. It's a nice high kickoff. It's going into the space there. Wairarapa Bush chasing through it. Nice take there from Basaraku to the winger.
You can see that wind swirling that ball around there. It certainly hung up there for quite a while.
Absolutely. Mid Canterbury making themselves some more space. Tom Riki having a go at the line. And there's a high tackle there, advantage for Mid Canterbury.
It's a difficult one, isn't it, when a player is going down. The old seatbelt tackle can happen. But look, the rules state clearly, any contact with the head.
Yeah, absolutely. And the discipline's been was something that Wairarapa Bush definitely need to work on. They've got better in the last couple of weeks, but yeah, it's definitely something we need to be keeping an eye on. As they clear for the line. It's a nice clearance there from McClay. It's McCloy, actually, sorry. So here's the first line out here for Mid Canterbury, and it's Callum Burrell to throw in. And it goes short there to the front of the line outtake there from MacArthur. And it goes out to Riki, goes to Foxley. And there's Chis. They use that quite a bit there. That was the left winger, Chisman, coming in off his wing. And then they go short there, and that's nice play there, very nice play there from Mahambeti. And there's Carisbrook. I really love that name, BG.
Absolutely.
Carisbrook Kolomatangi. Yeah, absolutely, I love it. I'd say he's named after the famous ground. Korotamana with the offload there. Nice play from Korotamana.
And you can just see it consistently going around. Wairarapa Bush getting a bit of luck there, really, I suppose, with that knock on. And with that will come some pretty solid field position. They're about 6-7 metres out from the Mid-Canterbury 22.
It'll just be good to get some possession, BG. Just actually try and put a bit of, it's 5 minutes 30 into the game here, and it's the first time we're going to have an opportunity with the ball.
Wet forget replay there, so you just there's a couple of juggles there. It's been a big day for Mid Canterbury. They travelled up from the province this morning, so depending on where they are in the province, they've got to travel to Christchurch, fly to Wellington, travel over the Nemataka Hill, and then a night game of rugby before returning home tomorrow. So it's a big day with travel and everything involved, isn't it?
Absolutely. So the Wairarapa Bush scrum here is about 5 metres outside their 22. And it's a good solid scrum from Wairarapa Bush. Bracewell there, clearing. Tippy Hyra. Oh, straight through the line. Nice break. Tippy Hyra still going.
He had it too. That ball's gone forward.
Beat a couple there. Beat Tom. Then I think he might have beat the fullback McCloy as well.
That was a little bit of reminiscence about exactly what Wanganui did last week, actually. But over the try line.
It would have been nice to have a man on the inside there coming through, but that was a nice break from Tippy Hyra. That's promising. First time I've had the ball.
Yeah, very promising. And that just goes to show that if the forwards do the mahi today, mate, with ball in hand, we can be dangerous out there with some good set play from the Wairarapas.
Absolutely. The scrums, so far, have seemed pretty even. Generally, you can tell that pretty early once the people put the ball in on their own feed. There hasn't been too much heat from the opposition, so we'll see it with Mid Canterbury feeding their first scrum. We'll see how that goes.
See if the Stags can win the hit.
Liam McCormack, nice and steady. So it's a pretty even battle. And that's a nice pass there to fullback McCloy. He's got a big left foot.
Hasn't found touch.
Down to fullback Tafar. We'll see how he goes. Oh, he beats the first player. That's a nice tackle from Foxley over there. This is good. Wairarapa Bush going to Sam Gammy, who's part of the All Eke Huna Loose Forward trio today.
So we've got a pod set up in the midfield there, Tony.
Absolutely. Big Jerry Mapasua with the hit up. Some big contact there.
Yeah, there is some big contact. They're making some good metres, though, which is really promising. Big hit on Sam Morrison there, though. It's resulted in a penalty there.
And what's he calling? He's got off their feet. So Mid Canterbury went off their feet there at the breakdown.
All right, options here. It'll be interesting. The wet forget replay there. You see Sam Morrison taking the ball, flicks it out to big Jerry Mapasua, who takes Boom far. Yeah, that's a good hit. That is a really good hit.
So they're going to go to the corner, BG, and they're going to go for the line out.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, that's backing itself. It is early days, of course, of the game.
Absolutely. So that's Tafar puts it about 7-8 metres out from the Wairarapa Bush line. They've got some pretty good line out options there in Luatua, McLean.
At some point, which side decides, depending on the field position, to just put that extra little bit of sort of 10% of that extra little shunt just to try and get that, not just physical, but a little mental edge to say, yeah, we can do this, and we will do this, and we will try and put you off your game. Winning the hit, obviously, is fairly important at this particular juncture.
Absolutely.
Win the hit, you win the scrum.
And Liam McCormick puts the ball in. It's gone down on our side. Referee's just letting that one go. And that'll be Foxley again. He's a strong runner, the teacher. And that's Wairarapa Bush not rolling out of there. And he gives away the penalty. Foxley's a primary teacher.
He's taking a quick ball there, quick tap. Is he caught?
Lewis Bush almost trying to get the turnover there. So mid-Canterbury. This one's slow ball, so they're just taking their time. There's Korotamani, is it, there with another hit up?
Yeah, they're going about their work now. It's all about set phases, set plays, and where they're working. And there's a lovely offload there from the mid-Canterbury second five into the pod, midfield pod. Give us some options left and right, and they're going to back their speed.
And Riki with the nice, well, actually a little bit overdone. That's well read by Tafar. Takes it on the full there.
Probably the wrong guy to kick it to be fair.
Absolutely. So here we go. We've got some ball here on the front foot. Needs to be quick, though. Yowie Van Vliet in there. Just trying to get some yards there. Falaniko picking the hit up, close to the ruck. Passing it out to Lewis Bush. Lewis Bush with BJ Campbell into a bit of a gap there. BJ Campbell with good front football. They need the clear out. Bracewell in there quickly. That's Henry Wilson there. And he's over the top there, the mid-Canterbury. Isaac Bracewell, quick ball again. Sam Morris on the front foot. Nice from Sam Morrison. Just need to retain position here. There's 5 phases for Wairarapa Bush. Bracewell in there quickly again. Luatua now for the hit up. And it's a good blowout again. Bracewell in there quickly. Gammy with the hit up. He'll work all day, Sam Gammy. He's a workaholic. Luatua again for his second hit up in the set. And he's ruled play on. It was just a steal. Isaac Bracewell in there again. Bracewell getting to the really quickly. Referee's got a penalty for Wairarapa Bush.
Yeah, this is good work from the Ferries Wairarapa Bush. They are doing quite well around that ruck. A couple of weeks ago, Tony, when they had the last game here, I just thought there were times when they hung off the ruck where they should have gone in and helped secure that ball. They're doing that a little bit better.
Yeah, completely agree. That was one of the big problems in that first half against Thames Valley. You're dead right. We just needed to get a bit more physical, and when they're putting men at the breakdown, we've got to match it.
Oh, 100%. So a bit of a discussion here. What do we do, lads? We've got the penalty. Scrum's been called.
It's an interesting call. They've only lost one line out where Captain Van Vliet's just decided, look, we've got a good scrum, we've got a good base here. It's a good attacking opportunity.
Good attacking position too. So you've got Moore there, you've got in jersey 14 for Wairarapa Bush, Sully Malatai. Both of these guys have got great speed.
Yeah, they certainly have. Be interesting to see where the Wairarapa Bush bring Mo'o Falaniko in off that left wing there. They've got all their backs spread out to the right. This will be interesting what Wairarapa Bush do here.
Scrums have been pretty even. The ball goes in from Bracewell. Bracewell looking at a number 8 option. Nope, Bracewell hits it out. Sam Morrison, he's knocked it on. Oh, that's terrible.
Unfortunate there for Wairarapa Bush.
Play down and back play too. Does not look very hit.
I think Sam Morrison tried to kick the ball through, and he might have collected a shin. Let's hope that's not too serious.
Yeah, looking at the wet forget replay. Ball's gone forward there, and
I really hope that's not a broken shin.
Yep, and already you can see it on the replay there. Not good. Not a good start of the game. I thought Sam Morrison played very well last week, actually.
I like Sam.
Yeah.
He's a good young player out of Wairarapa College and now playing for Carterton. Very nice young player. Yep.
School holidays, of course, and it's good to see a few kids down here. A few kids have come down. And, of course, the night game's a little bit chillier. And 6 o'clock is that. Do I get a hot dog? Or do I have my salad before going to the ground kind of a day? The breeze is picking up too. I don't know if you can catch us on the coverage, but the Trust House flags, just as I run it, you'll see it there, the wide shot. Yeah, it just gives you a bit of an idea about what that breeze is doing. Wairarapa Bush with the wind in this first half. So they need to make that count.
Absolutely. And also a bit of a shout out for Southie Sayer. Are they allowing the live stream today?
I believe they are. So, yes, thank you very much. Certainly, once again, we appreciate all of our sponsors. It's not an easy thing for any sport to have that consistent support, and you just got to look around the ground and, have a look at the likes of Trust House that supports so much in our region. They're amazing. Eastwood Motor Group, the likes of Genian, the Sign Factory. There's quite a few of them. North Coast Associates that are absolutely outstanding. We, once again, a huge thank you to you. Great to see a number of college players here too.
Yeah.
Their season's finished. So
I did notice that.
There's quite a few of them to come down and support the Bush Boys.
Yep. And it's nice to be able to have a crowd again. It's not the normal crowd we'd get for a Wairarapa Bush game, but it's just nice to see a crowd. Yeah,
I think everyone's been pretty good. They're following all the rules and the social distancing and the masks and what have you. And, and they're not tucking into those extremely delicious hot chips.
Absolutely. So it's looking good here. Sam Morrison's up on his feet, and so's Nick Foxley. They were the two players who, when Sam was trying to kick the ball through, who shins collided, and they're both up and running, and that's looking promising for both players. So that's really good news because they can be nasty.
Yeah, they can be, and great to see the physio out there and former Wairarapa Bush player Nick Hohepa.
He could still be playing.
Well, he probably could still be playing. I'm pretty sure his family will tell you something very different. But no, it's great to have Nick on board.
Absolutely. So Mid Canterbury have got the scrum right in the middle of the field on the 22. Their defensive scrum here. I imagine that scrum looks like it's inside, just inside, so they'll be able to clear out on the full if they have to. Hey, BG, do you know whether we have the 50-22 rule in Heartland that's been played in Test and NPC this year?
That is a great question. I believe we do. I want to say we do. I'm not actually sure. Quite often you'll find that it's played at NPC level and above, but not necessarily at Heartland.
I might look that one up when I get a chance. So Mid Canterbury to feed the scrum here. It's a good solid scrum from Mid Canterbury, putting a little bit of heat on the Wairarapa Bush scrum, clearing out there to McCloy. And that's a nice pass. Nasarakuta coming back on the inside there. That's a nice run from Vasarakuta. Oh, and there's the big lock. He knocks it on there. And that's BJ Campbell takes the ball. BJ, good run there from BJ. BJ's had a good industrious start to the game. So he ruled that the Mid Canterbury guy was on his feet. No advantage, Wairarapa Bush scrum. So it's just got a little bit messy now with Mid Canterbury knocking it on as well.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, whether it's the nerves, the night rugby, which is fairly unusual for Heartland. It's usually the classic 2:30, 2:35 in the afternoon. But nonetheless, I guess that, what you can find too in any game is when you do get an injury or an injury break, whatever flow you had going is immediately interrupted, and that can make a big difference.
Absolutely. I'd like to see Wairarapa Bush push this a bit wider this time. Maybe you to Tufanga or Tafa out here on the left-hand side. I'd like to see them get a bit of run and have a go at Mid Canterbury here. Wairarapa Bush, Isaac Bracewell feeds the scrum. And the winger, Solly Malatai, coming in off his wing. It'll create numbers, it'll create an overlap. That's good yardage. He makes a good 5 metres there. Isaac Bracewell in there quickly again to Luatua. He's been very industrious. That's 4 hit-ups for the big man. BJ Campbell there. Isaac Bracewell quickly again to BJ Campbell. BJ Campbell with another hit up. Wairarapa Bush clearing quickly there. Isaac Bracewell in there. Sam Gammy taking it up. And then Wairarapa Bush getting over there. Nice. Plenty of Lewis Bush now. He's getting through the work. Wairarapa Bush again. Good blowout again from Wairarapa Bush to Sam Gammy again. Another good hit up from Sam Gammy. Wairarapa that ball again. Bracewell to Morrison. Morrison having a look at his options. Takes the ball to the line. Wairarapa Bush in there nicely. Wairarapa Bush starting to build BJ Campbell, lovely. That ball, beautiful to BJ Campbell from Sam Gammy, the Ikitahuna teammates. Lewis Bush there, taking it up, getting really close to the line. They're only 2-3 metres out from the line here, Wairarapa Bush. Isaac Bracewell feeding to Sam Gammy. It's his third hit up in the set, Sam Gammy, and he's done an offload. Isaac Bracewell there to Luatua. Luatua's only a metre out from the line there, the big man. Mid Canterbury driving back just slightly there. And there goes Mo'ofalanico looking for a Ryan social line. Mo'ofalanico! He's knocked it on. Referees ruled a knock on there for Mo'ofalanico.
What a great passage of play from the Ferries. Wairarapa Bush. Consistent attack. Look at there, the wet and forget replay. Mo'o is one of those guys that is a try scoring. You give him an option, and he will take it. And obviously the boy just not quite making it there with the ball coming out of his hand. So, no, real shame actually, but they're showing some promising signs. That's the key thing, and the right end of the paddock.
If we can just hold on to the pill and just get through those phases, we're recycling the ball really well. We're actually getting two men to that ruck nice and early and low.
Simple game rugby, isn't it, Tony?
Yeah.
Get that oval-shaped thing over the white line.
Absolutely. So mid-Canterbury here with the defensive scrum, 5 metres out from their line. McCormick to put the ball in, and it's another good scrum from mid-Canterbury.
And that's a flanker off the side of the scrum.
Korotamana comes off and makes 20 metres, the big man. He's a very strong runner. He's played hard. Very experienced player these days, is Korotamana. And there's the clearance kick and finds touch only about 1 metre outside there, mid-Canterbury's 22.
Yeah, but unfortunate. But that's what the wind's doing out there. It's like we said earlier, it is quite swirly, and it is a reasonable breeze actually blowing from the south to north of the ground. I expect some showers later on in the game as well.
Yeah, that's what the weather's saying, isn't it, BG? So Henry Wilson to feed this line out here. The first line out didn't go so well. Let's just give him a nice easy option here to Luatua at the front maybe. They've gone to the middle. McLean, nice.
Solid hands from Andrew McLean from the Gladstone Club.
This is Maul here from Wairarapa Bush right on the 22. Bracewell in there again. Bracewell looking go. Bracewell goes blindside. Bracewell dummies.
Go!
Go! Bracewell. He's only 5 metres out from the line. And Wairarapa Bush there to get the ball back. And then it goes to Gammy again. Oh, he's put penalty. He's ruled that Wairarapa Bush didn't release that Bracewell. So mid-Canterbury were over the ball quickly.
It's probably the right option there for Bracewell, to be fair, with his not release there. You look at the wet forget replay. The safe hands of Andrew Sass McLean. And that is taken down nicely. The forwards all lining up there beautifully as mid-Canterbury take the clearance kick, and it's found touch about 5 metres out from mid-Canterbury's 22. Lewis Bush just sideline getting a little bit of attention there.
It's just, we are looking promising when we do hold on to that ball. I mean, that was just really nice play from Isaac Bracewell. He looked to go left and then, looked to go right, his right, and then saw a bit of an opportunity to beat a couple of players down there.
Yeah, look, and it's something they're going to have to sort out pretty quickly. 18 minutes into the game, mid-Canterbury are up 7-0, and with showers or even a bit heavier rain in the forecast a little bit later on, it was only going to get slipperier. So it's something we need to be very, very aware of. And once again, Tony, we're at the right end of the park, but we've got to use the wind to our advantage, and I'm not sure that we're quite doing that necessarily with our positional play at the moment. Yeah,
I couldn't agree with that more today, especially with Tom Riki at first five for mid-Canterbury in the second half, and also McCloy at fullback. From what I've seen in the Heartland, and they will use the wind. They're clever boys, clever men, and they do a good job. So we do need to build some points. We do need to try and get a lead in this first half. So mid-Canterbury to feed the line out here, 5 metres out from there at 22, and it'll be Burrell. And Manasabari wins it there to Carisbrook. Kalumatangi. Sorry, Tomailata it was. Carisbrook Tomailata. And that's a nice pass. They're out to the right wing of Vasarakuta. Oh, the referee's ruled it forward, BG.
Get out of jail free card for the Ferries, Wairarapa Bush. We've been camped down here for probably the last 9 minutes. As you have a look at the wet forget replay, just going forward, and he was winding up, wasn't he? He was ready to go. Malatai in full flight chase, ball pulled back. So this is something where again we've got to build those consistent phases, hold on to that bill, and convert our time down in mid-Canterbury's half into some points.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're 19 minutes gone now, and it's 7-0 to mid-Canterbury, and we've been down here for the last 9 minutes. So we really do need to convert here. So Isaac Bracewell, who's getting to the breakdown very quickly to feed this scrum. Very impressed with Isaac today. He's going great.
Sully Malatai looks like he's in a position to receive an inside or outside ball there.
Bracewell to Morrison. Morrison hitting the ball. Oh, Malatai. Malatai's looking really good there. Wairarapa Bush need quick. Oh, they knocked it on. That was really good from Solly, running on outside Sam's shoulder. Sam went to the line.
These are coach killers. they really are.
Matt Rootney will be pulling his hair out.
Yeah, he will. Well, Nathan Rewhite Couch won't. That's probably a good start.
Yeah. So it's just not quite happening for Wairarapa Bush at the moment. That's 3 opportunities and 2 knock-ons. So 20 minutes gone, 7-0 to Mid-Canterbury.
Probably left 14, if not possibly 21 points on the park actually down here.
Yep.
It's about time that they got it together. It's just simple little mistakes. I don't know whether they don't seem to be rushing it, Tony, either. It just seems to be one of those things that happen, but they're happening in succession.
I know, and it will come back to haunt us.
Yeah.
We do need to take advantage of this. We do need to start building some scoreboard pressure on Mid-Canterbury.
7-all, let alone 7-0, won't be enough at halftime.
Well, they'll be stoked. Mid-Canterbury right now, 7-0 up, 20 minutes playing into a strong breeze.
Correct.
They'll be pretty happy with this. They've been under a lot of pressure, have Mid-Canterbury, and they've absorbed it well. So McCormick to put the ball in there, and it's a good quick heel. It's a good scrum again from Mid-Canterbury. Referee, he's called advantage there. It's a very good scrum from Mid-Canterbury. So they played for the penalty that time. A lot of that pressure came in there from Big Carisbrook, Tomailata, at tight head prop onto Jerry Mapasua. Could just see Jerry pop up there in the scrum, so that's pretty smart from Mid-Canterbury. Yeah,
Tom Ricky looking to get an advantage here with the kick out. It hasn't gone terribly far, but out it has gone, and that's actually all that matters.
And we're back down here for the line out. Mid-Canterbury ball again for the 4th time.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to get out.
It is. 10 minutes out from the 22 or so, give or take, plus or minus 1 or 2.
Callum Burrell there finds Manasseh Bari. Pass it out to McCormick there to Riki. Riki to Foxley. Foxley hits that line hard, very hard. And Tom Riki in good position. Riki there again, assesses his options, and he sees space. Kicks it down, or Falanico down there for Wairarapa Bush. He's going to have a go here. It's on here. He's going to take the line on, and that's a nice tackle from MacArthur from Mid-Canterbury. Sam Gammy there for the blowout, nice and quickly. Bracewell in there quickly. Bracewell going to the left again, and there's Johan Van Vliet there with the hit up. Isaac Bracewell in there quickly again, popping it off to Sam Gammy again for another hit up from Sam Gammy. Wairarapa Bush need to blow that man out of there, MacArthur. Bracewell in there quickly again to Morrison. That man looks like he might be offside. Referee, no, just got a really quick start. So Isaac Bracewell in there quickly again. Off to Luatua. Luatua hits the line nicely. Passes to Ikahuna teammate BJ Campbell. BJ Campbell there has had a couple of those. Bracewell to Lewis Bush. To Gammy. Gammy beats one. Gammy. Oh, that looked deliberate. That's watch the referee here. That's advantage to Wairarapa Bush.
Assistant referee Chris Jeffries making a comment on that one too. As Jerry Mapasua takes a big run. Go Mups. Go Mups. He's getting close to the line. He's only about 3 or 4 metres short of the line.
That looked deliberate too. We're going to see a card here.
Oh, it's a double blow.
Yep, because I think the first one might have been a card because that stopped the try. And then that one there didn't look so.
Making such a big difference. Quite the conversation going on here. Funnily enough, with the Wairarapa Bush side, and now the referee wanders over to call out the Mid-Canterbury player.
He's calling out the captain there, so it's just a captain's warning, so he's not going to give a yellow card. So that looks like that's just that's Koro Tamani. So no yellow card there. So that's probably good refereeing, you know. I actually thought it was the first one down here that was the knockdown that was the problem.
Yeah, you know my feelings about that rule. I know it's a difficult one. There is a distinct difference, however, between whether or not it is on purpose or whether or not you're actually literally going for the intercept.
Yep.
Thank you, Bonnie. Great to have your message there, all the way from Dunedin.
Henry Wilson to feed the line out, 5 metres out from the Mid-Canterbury line. 23 minutes gone. Lovely throw to BJ Campbell at the back. This is well set up from Wairarapa Bush. Wairarapa Bush just need to get well set here. Well, Lewis Bush has got his hands on the ball. This is good from Wairarapa Bush. They're looking really good here. They're only a metre out from the line. Isaac Bracewell in there at the back. It looks like Manasseh's got through. It's close, and it's a try. It looks like a try, and it is. Try there for Wairarapa Bush for tight head prop Lewis Bush.
Yeah, the mahi's paid off, Tony. That was outstanding. And look, it started from that line out where you saw, and we'll check this out on the Wet and Forget replay. Absolutely outstanding. Started from that ball that went straight to the back from BJ Campbell. It was held in that maul very, very nicely. Isaac Bracewell, you can see, just having a rip in that Mid-Canterbury player out of there, saying, get out of my way. And then Lewis Bush just picking it up, twisting and turning, goes over. Try time. It's the Stags in, so this is fantastic. And it is just reward for a lot of work down in that half.
14 minutes of pressure.
There it is.
And Mid-Canterbury just couldn't get out of there. It's just a good build-up. But like we did have mentioned in the commentary a couple of times, we are going to need this. We are going to need, because if Mid Canterbury are finding it hard to exit their 22.
So will we.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely fantastic. Sam Gammy having a great run, which is just outstanding, isn't he? I mean, he plays prop. He's played prop, I think, for the last couple of years. In at number 8, he's having a devastating impact.
Yeah, Sam Gammy is just one of those type of players you'd love to go to war with. He's just a workaholic. He just rolls up his sleeves every time you put him on the field, whether it's prop, reserve, you start him. He's just into it.
And do you know what? If needs must, and someone said, Sam, would you mind jumping on at fullback? He'd do it because he's that kind of guy.
So Mo'o Falaniko lines the kick up, and it looks like it's just been pushed out to the right-hand side of the post.
Yeah, that win having a bit more of a bigger impact, actually, than I expected.
Absolutely. So the score now is 7 points to 5 to Mid Canterbury with 25 minutes gone. Sam Morrison just getting a little bit more work there on that right shin. So as Sam goes back, so Wairarapa Bush here just need to get that ball back down inside Mid Canterbury.
Oh, that's a terrible mistake from Mid Canterbury.
And that's the fullback McCloy. He's actually a really good player.
He is, and that's unusual from him.
It is.
Very unusual.
He's got a really nice big left boot. That's really unusual. But once again, that's that tactic. Back to Sam Morrison, who puts a 60-metre punt down, and it just straight back into the pressure game.
Yeah.
Just, Mid Canterbury get no respite now. It's just straight back on them. So Wairarapa Bush starting to turn the screws. It's really, really nice to see.
14 points to go in this half. 14 points. 14 minutes to go in this half. Probably 14 points is what we're going to need, actually, going into half time.
I think it could be a 12-point win or 14-point win. Yep. Yeah, agreed. Yep. So Bracewell here to feed the scrum. It's only 5 metres out from the far touchline here at Memorial Park. And it's about 2 metres inside inside the 22, just outside the 22. Isaac Bracewell feeds. Bracewell finds Solly Malatai, who's coming off his wing, looking for a lot of workers, Solly, today. And it's a good tackle from Riki, takes Solly.
He's a little guy, but a very strong player.
Ueta passes it to Tafar, and he goes to Mo'o Falaniko. He's going to have a go at his man. He cuts back on the inside to look back for support from that's nice play from Mo'o. So there's plenty of people in there to support him at ruck time. Bracewell there goes and finds Gammy again.
Ball. Lovely ball. Is there anything Sam Gammy can't do?
Not a lot.
He's probably cooking the aftermatch at this rate.
But Mid Canterbury have turned that over, unfortunately. Hang on. It's hard to tell. No, he's ruled penalty to Mid Canterbury. And
I'm not quite sure what it was for. Was it coming?
No, he's not signalling, so maybe not rolling away. Yeah, not rolling away. So we're back to the same position as we've been 4 or 5 times in this half. We're looking to clear, and the ball goes out about 10 metres outside the Wairarapa Bush 22.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a Groundhog Day action. To be fair, they probably got 2 more metres from that previous kick.
Yeah. And here's Callum Burrell looking to throw the ball into the line out. I don't think they've missed one yet. Goes to the Manasabari there at 4 in the line out. Passes it to Riki, to Foxley. An inside ball. Oh, he's knocked that on.
Yeah, we talked a lot about this, and we saw a bit around North Otago's game as well. Just that inside ball and the offloads from Mid Canterbury have been generally pretty good. Lewis Bush going for a bit of a run. He takes it on. He's still going. He's still going.
10 metres from Lewis Bush.
Outstanding from the big prop. Sam Morrison gets the ball. We're looking. Interesting.
Tippy Hiro though. He looks out of space.
I'm liking Tippy at second 5'8".
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Ueta.
Yeah, Wairarapa Bush still in possession of the ball as they go down about 5 metres in from touch and about 15 metres out from the Mid Canterbury line.
We get the penalty.
And get the penalty. Options, Tony. We've got another 11 and a half minutes left on the clock. We are 2 points down. Line out option. BJ Campbell at the back again to take?
Absolutely. I'd just go the same again. Just keep the ball racks on. Just keep it in there. Like we keep saying, it's a strong wind in favour of Wairarapa Bush, and we just we start to build those points. Into far, nice kick there into the corner. That's 5 metres out from the midline. So you're right, BG. That first try, the first try we scored was BJ Campbell at 6 with the maul.
Yep, it's very difficult. Once you get that roll on, it is insanely difficult to.
This is looking really strong here from Wairarapa Bush. This is looking really hard to stop. And it looks like it's going to be try Luatua, the big Wairarapa Bush number 4.
Absolutely outstanding, and they needed that, and they deserve it. And boy, oh boy, are they working hard for it today. Oh, hang on. No try. It's a penalty.
Ooh.
Nope. We saw the arm go up, but it wasn't for a try. It's a penalty.
What did he call there, BG?
I'm not sure, actually. We'll have to have a look on the Wet and Forget replay, but a little bit later on. But that one there hasn't gone terribly far. In fact, it's probably gone about 7 metres.
So, once again, it's a mid-Canterbury line out here, but they're about 15 metres out from their own line. So, Burrell here to throw into the line out again. And McLean has stolen it. Really nice from McLean. They tried to go down the back there to number 6 from mid-Canterbury. Anyway, Wairarapa Bush now have turned it over. Bracewell in there quickly. Jerry Mapasua with the hit up. Mid-Canterbury getting up quickly off their line there. Bracewell in quickly to Morrison. Morrison looking, he's got Hira there. He's got, and then we've got Tafara. Is it into the line? Beating 1, beating 2. Wairarapa Bush here just starting to get through the phases. They need to get more men in there, though. It's a good counter ruck there from mid-Canterbury. Yep. And they've taken a quick tap. Whoa, and that's number 13 there. That's Massawini. Very good yards. That's how you get out of your half sometimes when that wind's just so strong. Massawini's just gone, made 20 metres. And that's a nice hit up there in the midfield from Mahimbedi. Oh, well done. Did you catch who that was?
No, I didn't.
BG?
Boy, oh boy.
I think it might have been Lewis Bush.
What a turnover.
He's a bit of a turnover specialist, actually, for a prop. There's Lewis.
You don't see a lot of that, but then, of course, he has a bit of a height issue and the fact that he doesn't have a lot of it. But what that does allow him to do is be dynamic around the field and get his body position nice and low. So 8.5 minutes to go, and the Ferries Wairarapa Bush going to line up the kick.
So it's about 41 metres right in front of the posts, this kick. Mo'o Falaniko. So on a good day, Mo'o can kick from halfway. So distance is just of absolutely no consequence here.
The wind's actually died down a bit too, Tony, from what we saw earlier. So
if you're a Wairarapa Bush supporter, that could be nice.
Yeah. Can we get everyone to blow from right to left, and we'll see what happens. You know, he's a class player from the Greytown Club.
Absolutely. He played the grand final here about 2 months ago with a broken bone in his ankle the whole game and kicked 6 out of 6. Did Mo'o Falaniko.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, one of those stories that'll go down in the annals of club rugby.
Well, we've seen it. We've heard a lot of those stories, haven't we?
They're great stories.
You know, and they're the ones that you cherish and you remember, and you'll be talking about again in 40 years.
Mo'o hits it nicely. And he's just pushed it outside the right hand upright again.
It's the second one that's gone out to the right. So I guess he's just hoping for that wind to drift it back in. So we'll restart the match with the 22 dropout. They went a little short last time, but with the wind dropping now, not a lot, but it has dropped. I just wonder whether they look for a deep midfield option.
And Riki, and he goes right out into the...
That's exactly what they have done.
Tafar takes it nicely. And Yowie Van Vliet hits that ball at speed. Bracewell's so quick in there. And there's Tipi Hira again on the front foot. Wairarapa Bush playing really well at getting the ball onto the front foot. Bracewell's passing's amazing. BJ Campbell there making good meters again as BJ.
Well, I think the difference from a few weeks ago when they played Thames Valley too is they're hitting the ball and they've got some pace behind them.
Yep.
They're not flat.
Absolutely. Yep, they really... Bracewell's speed to the breakdown. He's getting there so quickly. This big Jerry Mups.
Oh, he takes a lot of contact there.
He loves it.
Oh, he does love it. He's an absolute warrior with that kind of stuff.
Out to Morrison there, to Hira. He's finding Ueta Tafanga. He's having a go there on the outside. Oh, Solly Malatai keeps hold of the ball. Go Solly.
Brilliant.
And they're about 10 metres out from their line there. Henry Wilson standing at first. And here's the right winger again. It is Navasarakuta.
Oh, and look at Akuta wind up there too. He just has that little netball pass over the top. But the referee says, no, it's gone forward. It'll be a Wairarapa Bush scrum, 5 metres out from halfway and about 5 metres in. The
big Celtic right winger. He's very powerful, big fella. And when he gets going, he's got a lot of power. He's going to be a hard man to stop. This is Vasarakuta.
Yeah, the man marking him, though, Suli Malatai, what he doesn't make up for in size, he makes up with an absolute heart of commitment. We've seen that on a number of occasions.
Haven't seen a lot of Tate today on the left wing there, Tate Chisman.
No, he hasn't really had the... Canterbury haven't really had a lot of options,
No, that's true. You might see him in the second half because he's got real wheels too, that fella. Seen him score a couple of brilliant tries so far in the Heartland competition. I'm quite excited to see him with a ball and a bit of space. So we've got just under 4 minutes to play. 7-5 to Mid Canterbury.
Welcome into our viewers from across the Tasman as well, Tony. I see Raniera just made a comment there. If you're watching in Australia or wherever you are in the world, it is a pleasure to bring you this coverage. Thanks to Southey Sayer, live streamed on the Wairarapa Bush Facebook page and indeed Wairarapa TV.
As Bracewell feeds the scrum here. And it's a nice pass there out to Morrison. It's a nice cut out to Tafar. Here we go. Mo'o in space. Mo'o Falaniko here. He's one on there and he's got plenty of time and that's good. It's Isaac Bracewell there so quickly again as Isaac. Needs some support though. Sam Morrison's gone in there for the first 5 to help him. But Mid Canterbury strong over the ball. Wairarapa Bush have managed to retain it. They're about 6 metres out from the 22 as Gammy again with another hit up. Probably hit up number 10 for Gammy, maybe more. Isaac Bracewell in there quickly again, looking to clear the ball out to Lewis Bush at first receiver. Lewis Bush takes it up. Jerry Mapasura and McLean in there for the blowout. Bracewell finds Hyra at first receiver. Inside ball to BJ Campbell. Hitting that ball again is BJ. The loose forwards are getting through a power of work. And there goes Bracewell to Jerry Mups again. Mups is having a very good game as Jerry Mapasura there, the loose head prop. It's a strong run from Jerry Mapasura, and it's Sass McLean there and there again, starting to take Mid Canterbury up through the middle here. It's a very good blowout there from Gammy. Bracewell again, and that's good running. Ueta Tafanga, and it's under the post. Ueta Tafanga.
Oh, we needed that, and I'm sure Sam and Kirk, and I hope you're watching this. That is your brother scoring an absolute blinder of a try with some wonderful footwork inside that last 10 metres. Oh, that was outstanding and much needed right on the stroke of half time. Just 2 minutes to go.
On the wait and forget replay, BG.
Yeah, look at this. Isaac Bracewell once again takes a bit of a look to the left, looks to the right, weighs up his options. And already you can see that runner coming through there. And you'll see that little left, little right. No, we're going to go right again and shimmy. And he's over the line for a wonderful, wonderful try. And he turned around just as the player dove over there. Johan van Vliet, his 50th game, the Wairarapa Bush captain, and was clapping very, very loudly. It is 10-7, 1 and a bit minutes to go. It's the Ferries Wairarapa Bush taking the lead for the first time in this match. And we are almost on the stroke of half time.
So Moore has converted that, BG, which takes it out to 12-7.
There we go. Lovely.
And we got just over a minute to play in this half. So Wairarapa Bush, even though there's only a minute, I still suggest just another huge punt down there and then try and get Mid Canterbury to kick it back to you.
Oh, very much so. It's all going to come down to that winning that kickoff, then win the first one, and that hasn't gone 10, has it?
He's ruled that we played it. Okay. No, he hasn't. He's ruled scrum. So this is nice from Wairarapa Bush. So they've got a scrum here on the halfway, right in the midfield, with 40 seconds to go. I suggest with the way that Wairarapa Bush are hitting that ball at such speed, especially out here at 12-13, they're hitting that ball at space and they're hitting it at speed. So what they've done here is they've got 2 on the right. They've got Tafar and Soli Malatai standing on the right of the scrum. And they've got Sam Morrison, Tipi Hyra, Ueta Tufanga and Mo'o Falaniko out here on the left. Beautiful attacking position, this. Oh,
whenever you sit in midfield and you're right on halfway, or even better on the 22.
It's hard to defend it.
Yeah, it's really, really hard.
And Mid Canterbury have got a staggered line, which is interesting. It's good formation. It's interesting to look at. So Bracewell there takes it on. Sam Morrison runs it to the line as Sam.
Lovely ball, lovely dummy run as well, to be fair.
Absolutely, and that's about 7 metres inside Mid Canterbury's half. Joey Van Vliet there. It's a nice tackle there from Masawini. Comes up and looks to shut it down, does Masawini.
was on the ground there with his knee for a while before. There we go. Mid-Canterbury coming up pretty quickly and all offside, but they managed to get back into the line.
Nice Henry Wilson. It's another nice hit up. Takes it up to the 40-metre line. Sam Morrison there looking to go wide. Tufunga. It's a nice tackle there from MacArthur. And it was Foxley down low. But Wairarapa Bush retaining possession here. And it's McLean with a nice inside, running some nice inside yards there. Bracewell to Jerry Mapasua again.
Oh,
and that's it. We got the advantage.
The Fords are doing a power of work today, Tony. This is brilliant.
And that's an offside penalty. So I would suggest here that we definitely go for the line out.
Yeah, well, look, so a lot of people don't realise this as well, Tony, is when you play and you get a penalty, the ball's not actually out of play. So the ball's in play until one of two things happen. If you tap it, kick it out, it goes out. If you tap it, the ball continues to be in play, or you can take the option of the kick. But if that kick doesn't go over the dead ball line or bounces off the post, the ball is also still in play. It's got to be ruled out for the half to be over.
Interesting they're taking the shot at goal here. This is a really tough kick. So it's on the angle. It's about 41, not quite 41 metres, which is the distance is not going to be a problem, but Mo'o's pushed a couple out to the right-hand side of that post. Let's hope he adjusts and can put it right between the uprights here. 12-7 to Wairarapa Bush, and this will be half-time.
It'll be a converted try and then something else if this goes over for Mid-Canterbury to retake the lead. So it's probably not a silly option right on half-time, pardon me.
I was just keen for them to keep that borax on, just keep that heat on there, Yeah. They were starting to. So Mo'o comes in. He hits it nicely again.
It's gone high, really
and
high.
It's over. Mo'o Falaniko from about 41 metres puts Wairarapa Bush into the lead, 15-7 at half-time.
Wow. What a half. What a weird half, actually, to be fair, as we see it, as it starts to get darker, the lights are getting brighter here at Trust House Memorial Park. Mid-Canterbury, to be fair, started the game well with a try, some good front foot ball, but for the most part, that second half, they've been camped in their own 40.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting. I've been massively impressed with Mid-Canterbury this season. And I thought today, I'm really excited, that really exciting outside backs. But what Wairarapa Bush are doing brilliantly to negate that is they're putting a lot of men at the breakdown and they're punching hard. So they've learned, Wairarapa Bush pushed Wanganui really hard last week. So they're showing some signs of improvement, but it is a very strong wind. Like you said, BG, it has died a little bit looking at those flags. So it'll be quite an interesting second half, I'd say. It'll be interesting because Mid-Canterbury have got a couple of clever guys in there.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Who knows what that one's going to do in the second half? Who knows whether they're going to get the rain? Just going through some of the results that we got from around the place. Wanganui have convincingly beaten King Country 48-13 this afternoon. Horowhenua Kapiti, an away win over Buller, 27-12. South Canterbury, 34-12 over Ngāti Porou East Coast. Interesting result.
Is that at Ruatoria?
That is at Ruatoria, and given that we've got to play East Coast here in a couple of weeks, that'll be interesting. North Otago, a 2-point win over Poverty Bay, 12-10. Thames Valley, too good for West Coast in Greymouth at 27 points to 8.
They're having a good season, Thames Valley. They're unbeaten, aren't they?
Yes, they are, along with South Canterbury. So Horowhenua Kapiti, the only other unbeaten side, on 20, 19 and 18 points respectively. So it makes it interesting. So if the Wairarapa Bush side can get a win today, that will move them from 10th to 9th. And if they can win with a bonus point, depending on points differentials, they may even take over West Coast, who they play next week.
Yeah, a lot of hard work to get this win, though. I would suggest BG. Mid-Canterbury's got some massive threats, and we're playing with the win. They'll kick it down. Wairarapa Bush will have to be phenomenal. Yeah, they will. In that second half to take this out.
So Mid-Canterbury currently, after the results in today, are currently sitting in 7th position. A 4-point win will take them equal with North Otago. A 5-point win will actually put them into 5th position.
Right.
So a lot to play for both sides.
God, I love Heartland. It's always such a tough competition. Hey, like there's never many points in it. The bottom team can quite often have a go at the top team.
Oh, I love it. It is absolutely brilliant. You take a look at some of these replay shots. The little twist there from Lewis Bush. And you can see the Mid-Canterbury prop going, what just happened there? Outstanding.
And the try from Manasabari, that first try, that's a big lock striding out 30, 40 metres. I also saw today, which is interesting, that the North Otago lock has been called into the Southland Stags team.
Really?
So it just goes to show that's happening more. So last year, Kurt Tufanga, Ueta Tufanga that scored that last try, once the Wairarapa Bush season, he went and played for Manawatu.
Yes.
And he was actually outstanding for Manawatu.
Very good.
So it just goes to show that the level it's different, but it's not that much different. These boys can step up to that level. And obviously the NPC unions are now looking, these guys are fit, they're playing. Let's look at bringing them in.
Well, and likewise, when you look at the progression of that rate going forward, you've got a Taranaki lock who a lot of people gone, who was that guy?
Big Josh Lord, yep.
Who's now in America.
Yep.
And will at some point make his debut for the All Blacks, whether it be there or in Europe. I mean, that's outstanding.
Absolutely. The big dairy farmer from Taranaki, standing at 2 metres 02, 6'8". He's no small lad.
But which is amazing. 1 minute you're playing for your province, and you've got the yellow and blacks on, and then I wonder how that phone call went.
Wow.
G'day, mate. Ian Foster, whatever.
Exactly. Who are you? What?
Who is this? I told you not to call this number.
Yeah.
Those kind of conversations must be pretty impressive for those guys. And yet another All Black selected from Taranaki too, which is a pretty impressive record. So obviously the Barrett boys have been the big Taranaki names over the years. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's always really exciting to see young guys getting picked for that AP side. It just must be such a cool feeling, and it's not just the player, the family support that goes into that, the vehicle, the driving everywhere, and the time that the mum and dad and the brothers and sisters have given up and put in, because that's how it works.
Yeah, and it makes it all worth it. And the other thing too about great things about Heartland Rugby is over on the fields, adjacent to the ground, there's half a dozen kids over there chucking a rugby ball around. This is brilliant. It's 6:30. It's a Saturday night. Thank goodness for daylight savings. But brilliant. I mean, this is what the kids do. They come to the rugby, they have a bit of a kick around, they have a bit of a play.
It's neat.
And then they watch guys in positions that hopefully they'll be in the future. Yeah,
absolutely. And then that's what we want to encourage. That's really nice. It's just nice to see kids out here, and it's actually quite a nice evening. We were supposed to get some rain, but I don't know whether we will now, BG.
I think it's pushing out over the Tarador Ranges, to be fair. I don't think we're going to see any of it at this stage. Touch wood would be the thing. So, no, here we go. 4 minutes to go on the clock before the restart of the second half. The start of the second half, not the restart of the game. Earlier today, I haven't heard any results from our age group teams, actually.
No, I haven't. What I have heard, though, which I found really exciting, is Waikato women beat Canterbury in the final of the Wairarapa.
Wow, that's amazing.
I was watching the game, and they were losing by a bit, and I was like, oh, yeah. So I kind of kept watching, and next thing you know, so Waikato got the win 22-20.
That is great.
It's huge
for women's rugby because Canterbury have held that for the last 4 years.
4 years, that is exactly right. So that's a pretty huge result. So
massive result. This is the team that had to get taken to Cambridge and then rush down to Canterbury to play that final because of the lockdown borders extensions, everything else. Well done, Waikato. That is amazing. That is a fantastic result. Also earlier today, and we've got a couple of Bush girls that were selected for the Cyclones. Manawatu put Hawke's Bay to the sword to take out I think it was the championship.
Nice.
So well done to them.
I think they put 50 on them, didn't they?
Yeah, I think last time they put 60.
Oh, okay. On them as well. I saw it was it was a big score.
The only question I have out of that is, and who the hell wants to be a selector? But there is some real talent in some of these teams like Manawatu. Harris Dellinger hasn't been selected for higher honours yet. I don't know.
Yep.
She's certainly a very, very class player at first 5'8" for Manawatu. Salika Widiata, of course, their fullback. So
Salika, yep.
She's doing great things in the world of refereeing as
Yeah,
well.
she is, yep.
I had the pleasure of refereeing a touch or sevens tournament with her a wee while ago.
Oof, good luck keeping up with that, lady.
There was a couple of breakaways, and she could have got to the line, made a cup of tea, and put her feet up by the time the try scorer arrived. She's got some wheels.
Yeah, no, she's
really quick.
She's seriously fast, and she's also part of our law enforcement crew in New Zealand.
She is serving police officer in the Manawatu.
Yep.
You wouldn't want to run away from her because even with 10 kicks of Kevlar, she's still going to get you.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Another thing I'm looking forward to tomorrow, BG, I don't know how many boxing fans are out there, but Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder have got their third matchup tomorrow.
Nice.
It's always really good. They've had a good battle. I quite like the boxing and a bit of the MMA, so that'll be good tomorrow as well.
Do enjoy it myself. Southland have got a game tomorrow at 2:00.
Oh, who have they got?
I'm not entirely sure, but I said to my wife, I'll be busy at 2:00 on Sunday.
It'll be interesting to see whether that North Otago lock that's been called in plays in that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to look around, and there was some commentary about there was a Heartland player who, at the age of, I think 42, 43, was about to take the field again this weekend. Thus, he's one of the oldest players in Heartland. Let's not forget Southland's Rutledge, at the age of 42, was still playing hooker at a fairly high level of rugby.
Cabbage Rutledge, you gotta love those guys.
Oh, look, they're the salt of the earth, die for their province, 100% true blue locals. And I think that's what's really has rugby's missed a bit of that over the years. And you take a look at what's going on in Heartland rugby now, in women's rugby now. There is a little bit more of that that provincial pride, I think, creeping back in, that may have been missing over the last wee while.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, actually.
You take a look at the way our forwards are playing today. I mean, we've singled out Jerry Mapasua, Sam Gammy, Johan van Vliet, who has been an amazing captain this year, despite the results. BJ Campbell. These are all salt of the earth, really proud provincial guys that when they pull on the jersey, it does mean something to them.
And I mean, they're getting up for work Monday morning, these boys, or some of them tomorrow, actually, in BJ's case, you know, being a farmer. And
100%.
These guys are all getting out of bed and away they go. And, they're putting their bodies out here and it's physical.
Very much. I'm sure BJ's partner, Polly, who's an amazing young lady, will be doing all the mahi tomorrow while BJ gets a bit of a lie-in. Hey, Polly. To a billboard. Right, the teams are back out onto the field now. The Farriers, Wairarapa Bush, will be playing into the wind in this half, which proved to be very difficult for Mid-Canterbury to exit in the first half as they line up. It is Wairarapa Bush to kick, so it'll be interesting to see whether they go high and short or high and long for this one. They'll want to keep Mid-Canterbury pinned down in their half like they did in the first.
Yeah, so at home, watch for number 10 in this half, Tom Reiki, and number 15, Nathan McCloy. Nathan's got a big left boot. Tom's got a right boot. So I imagine they'll put those two pivots and they'll play a territory game. And then once they start to build a bit on us, you'll see Mid-Canterbury. So here we go. Mo'o Nico to kick off the second half.
Certainly appreciate all the lovely comments coming through on the commentary too. And once again, a welcome to our viewers from Mid-Canterbury. Great to have you here. And a few of the supporters as well that have made the journey north.
And unfortunately, their Wairarapa Bush actually got up and got the ball, but just a small knock on there from Lewis Bush, which gives Mid-Canterbury the scrum 10 metres inside their own half. So let's see how they set up here. It'll be very interesting to see how they put down. And so let's see what Wairarapa Bush has also done. So Wairarapa Bush they've left their winger up in the defensive line, and they've just got to far back, about 20 metres behind the play.
We've certainly got the wheels to cover it, Tony, and I think you might see a 1-2 crash here from Mid-Canterbury, and they'll look to get over that advantage line. They'll want to hit that 10-metre mark, and so some good line speed from the Wairarapa Bush backs will shut that down.
Isaac Bracewell with some great pressure on McCormick. That's really good. That's how you do it. Straight away, straight in there. Make it difficult to get out and get those metres. Manasseh Bari again. He's having a good game, Manasseh. Very good game. And looks like it's going to go to Carisbrook at first receiver. He's a strong runner as Carisbrook Tumalata. And McCormack there goes back to the right boot of Tom Reiki.
He's kicked that high. It's a big midfield bomb. And, the turf.
Bracewell's got it though, BG.
He's having a blinder.
Isaac's been outstanding. And there goes, Solly Malatai makes a little break. Solly Malatai,
he's still going.
20 metres for Solly. And the Wairarapa Bush get the advantage. Well, that's a great start for Wairarapa Bush.
Yeah, it is, and they'll be looking to probably continue those points ticking over. I know it's early in the second half, and it's very, very tempting to go, should we back for the line out? But I'll be wanting to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
And they've agreed with you. Johan van Vliet points to the post here. So this kick here is about 32 metres out from the Wairarapa Bush line. Mo'o Nico from Wairarapa Bush stepping up for the shot at goal, and it's about 10 metres to the right of the posts. As what from the Wairarapa Bush side you're looking at it.
Yeah, so that wind's picked up again, looking at the Trust House flags flying around again by the players' tunnel. So he will be kicking into the wind.
It shouldn't be a problem, even though Mo'o kicks it extremely high. Like we said in the first half, he's got a huge boot. He often kicks goals in club rugby from halfway or over halfway. So I don't think distance will be a problem here, but we'll soon find out. So it's 15 points to 7 to Wairarapa Bush, and we're 3 minutes into the second half as Mo'o Falaniko lines up the penalty here.
Quite right, Judy. They certainly need something back into the games. Comments coming through on social media. Lines it up. Ball's kicked.
And he's pushed it to the right of the post again, unfortunately, the same as the 3 that were missed in the first half.
So that'll be a mid-Canterbury restart from the 22. And interesting again, this is a great opportunity to them for mid-Canterbury to go, right, let's get it out of here, but I need the line speed from you guys. So they were all chasing as one, and they can gain back a little bit of the territory they've lost so far.
Bang. So Tom Riki kicks it nice and deep, puts it inside the Wairarapa Bush half. Isaac Bracewell there to take it. He pops it off to Tafa, who gives it to Sam Gammy again, who carries into the midfield there, and he carries strongly. And there's Isaac Bracewell there quickly again to Sam Morrison, who does a cutout ball. Beautiful, puts him on the outside, the centre. There goes Ueta Tufanga. And he's beaten 1, beaten 2 there. It's a very strong run. Needs support. Sam Morrison in there to give him support. The first 5, not scared to blow out. But mid-Canterbury might have turned it over. Yeah, unfortunately they have. And that's a turnover there. And that's and there goes McCloy with the left boot and puts it down inside the Wairarapa Bush half. That's that left boot I talked about at halftime, and just after halftime, McCloy at fullback, he's got a very educated left boot, and so has Riki at first 5. He's got a right boot. So this is where Wairarapa Bush, if you remember in the call in the first half, we said that we had about mid-Canterbury had about 6 or 7 lineouts from this exact position on the field. And here we are. Wairarapa Bush are in exactly the same position, folks at home.
Oh, look, and when you've got that kind of win, you need to be playing their territory. You need to be using that to your absolute advantage and making sure that team is camped down there. Not straight the call for the referee. Henry Wilson will be gutted with that. Andrew McLean took that very nicely, and too nicely, according to the referee, for it to be straight.
So it's taken about 5 minutes into the second half for mid-Canterbury to get possession down inside our 22. Mid-Canterbury looking to go to the bench nice and early. So number 18 is coming on for mid-Canterbury, and that is Thomas. Tapasu Thomas is coming on there.
And Harvey Blythe.
That's interesting that Harvey's coming on, because I've been really, really impressed with McCormick. Be interesting to see what Harvey injects into this game. Interesting.
Yeah, obviously very, very tactical decision from mid-Canterbury.
McCormick's had a really good game.
He has. He's
strong
played
game.
very well. So I know Jason Rickard has made the call and said, nope, let's bring him on now. I wonder if that was part of their strategy. We're only 5 minutes into the second half here at Memorial Park, but usually quite often you see these players that'll be more like 10 minutes before a change is made, before you see the replacements come on.
So mid-Canterbury here, Blythe to feed the scrum. It's about 10, 12 metres outside the mid-Canterbury 22 on the left-hand side.
Home of rugby in Wairarapa, of course, Trust House Memorial Park. Farriers Wairarapa Bush leading at this stage, 15 points to 7. Playing into the wind in this half, though, but playing some very good front foot, aggressive play in the attacking play in the first half.
It's a good scrum from Wairarapa Bush. And there goes Blythe, and there to feed to Riki. And there's Vasarakuta again, just bumping players off as Vasarakuta. And there goes first 5, Riki. Riki looks like he's going to go in, and it is Tom Riki. It's a beautiful try there from Tom Riki. But he's on the back of Vasarakuta, just breaking the line and bumping people off. He's very dangerous, the big man.
They needed that, and they made it look relatively easy too, didn't they? With that big wide ball coming at the end. But a nice bit of broken play here from mid-Canterbury.
Vasarakuta just bumps players off there at will, really. And then passes a beautiful pass, which is about a 10-metre pass to Tom Riki, he's a very, very good player, very smart player.
Well, it's not very often you'll see a first 5 in that position, which means he's looped round his backs beautifully for that support or potential counter-attack from his opposition. So Yeah. No.
So that was the first possession that Mid Canterbury have had inside our 22. Bang, try time. As we talked about in the first half, Wairarapa Bush had 3 or 4 opportunities that went astray.
Mm-hmm.
Mid Canterbury have managed to put points on straight away, and we said it might come back and haunt us a little bit.
And you're right, Tony, very, very quickly. So, they scored within 3 minutes of the first half, and they've now scored within 7 with the win behind them in the second. Kick comes in, swirls around a little bit, and it's been pushed out to the left. So, conversion unsuccessful. It is 15 points to 12. The Farriers, Wairarapa Bush, leading over Mid Canterbury.
Bit of a shout out to our ball boys down there, BG, getting through the work.
Hey, they do a good job, don't they?
Yep.
And for the love of the game.
Absolutely.
I think we've probably all been ball boys at some point, or ball girls at some point, haven't we?
Let's get a can of Coke and chippies, and they might get $10 now. As Mo'o Falaniko kicks off.
It's more than we get.
And that's a good takedown there from Mid Canterbury. Oh, there's a turn. No, referees ruled there must have been hands in there. Yes. So that's a penalty to Mid Canterbury. That's really disappointing because that just gives Mid Canterbury a really simple exit and being able to get the line out. That's really disappointing.
Yeah, and look, we saw in the first half, 10, maybe 15 metres of the clearance kick with a win behind them and a very good kicker with Mid Canterbury. They've just gained probably 20 odd metres there.
An easy 22 from McCoy. McCloy. He's just a good player who just. It's really, really disappointing that. So. Callum Burrell to throw the ball in. Goes down to Thomas. Takes it nicely. I think there's another replacement on there in the midfield too. Number 22 is on. And that is...
Pauvalu Sofi. It's Mid Canterbury breakout, looking to feed the ball back.
Here we go again.
Very well. Their offloads are great.
Oh, that's Manasa Bari who scored the try in the first half. And there goes it again. And it is Vasarakuta. Try number... Was that number 2 for Vasarakuta? No, Manasa Bari got the first one, but he set up the second one. Did Vasarakuta from the Celtic club. He's on fire, the big man.
Tony, once again, that looked quite simple. It really did. And they managed to get back into the half, and they've converted it into points. 17-15. Mid Canterbury retake the lead over the Farriers. Wairarapa Bush with a kick to come. Look at this on the wet and forget replay. It's a big carry.
From Thomas.
We take it into contact there. We've broken the line, and it's that particular missed tackle that has cost us. Great hands there.
Manasa Bari.
Yeah, look, he's held it well.
Lock.
Look at it in one hand, and then he just pop. Beautiful pop ball. Scooped up nicely in one arm. There was no hands up ready to receive. One arm.
To Vasarakuta.
And he's just burnt off tougher there to score that try. So the kick is lined up.
From Tom Riki.
Very, very handy position for Mid Canterbury. Tom Riki to take this.
Has he bent it around? Not quite. It goes to the right of the post, the same as has been missing actually. So it's Mid Canterbury take the lead, 17 points to 15 with 10 minutes gone in the second half.
Well, earlier, Tony, we talked about the fact that maybe another 7 or 14 points would have been quite handy in that first half. We're now down by 2, and there's a long way to go before full time.
Yeah, there sure is. So Wairarapa Bush here, I've got through a lot of work in that first half. Those loose forwards did a lot of work. Coach Rootney might need to look to injecting something here. Mid Canterbury have injected 3 replacements, which is really interesting. So Mo'o Falaniko kicks off. Nice and high there. And who's underneath that? It's a good contest, hard to tell. But Mid Canterbury have secured the ball. Goes out to Thomas. Looks like a very hard runner. Number 18.
It'll be interesting to see what clearance tactic they take here.
They've taken it back inside the 22.
It's gone back inside the 22. There's a midfield kick gone up. It's gone fairly deep too, as Tafar lines it up. He's looking for support there. He's got it there in Falaniko. Falaniko comes down just shy of the halfway mark. Is what it up a Bush's Isaac Bracewell's in there. He's flicked it off. It's Sam Gammy and Jerry Mapasua. Mapasua takes it in. He's 5 metres onto the Mid Canterbury side of halfway.
Bit of turnover, unfortunately, for Wairarapa Bush. And there goes the big captain again there, number 8, Koru Tamana. And there, that's Williamson, Adam Williamson. It's the first time I've seen Adam run with the ball today. That's a good pickup from Blythe, looking to go short. And there he is again, the big captain.
Oh, look at those offloads. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And there goes Thomas there in support. Thomas again, he's beating players at will as Thomas. Wairarapa Bush need to get men out here on the left. This is good play from mid-Canterbury. Another nice hit up close to the ruck there. There's Blythe. Blythe goes out to Foxley. And MacArthur takes the ball up here. MacArthur goes to Vasarakuta again. Vasarakuta's tackled really, really well that time by Gammy. And it's play on there. And Blythe has got some good ball here. Goes out to Sophie. Sophie taking the ball to the line. And they need to just retain position here. Does mid-Canterbury. Blythe in there quickly again. Going out to Thomas. Going out to Riki. Riki hitting that ball really, really well. Those looking to retain some position here. And Blythe in there quickly again. And there goes the, looks like the big centre there from mid-Canterbury.
I wonder what the tactics are here from the Ferries. Wairarapa Bush.
McCloy taking on Tipi Hora. Tipi manages just to keep hold of him there, BG.
We're not committing a lot to the ruck here, Tony.
And it's a penalty. So this will be interesting. I imagine they might just go for the line out here. They've a couple of people pointing at the post. There's some discussions going on. Scrum.
Oh, big call.
Gone to the scrum, has mid-Canterbury.
Well, look, they've got some fresh blood on there too, and who have, to be fair, injected quite a bit of enthusiasm into this game. They've made the replacements, Jason Rickard, right at the right time, because that enthusiasm in this half doesn't just lift one or two players; it lifts the entire team, and that has been seen on the scoreboard too.
Absolutely. Since Sophie has come on in the midfield, I think Foxley, he was the one who had that collision with Sam Morrison, that shin kick. He's a very hard runner, Foxley, but I think that's why they've taken him off and they've brought Sophie on at second five. But Adam Blythe, coming on at halfback, has just injected that speed. Like I did honestly think McCormack had a really good half, but it's not about that he wasn't playing well, it's just that injection.
That Lewis Bush down getting some treatment there from physio there, Nick Hohepa.
But this Vasarakuta, he's just dangerous every single time he gets it in. And what they're doing is they're keeping Manasseh Bari, the big number 4 from mid-Canterbury, very mobile lock, who scored the first try. They're keeping him out here on the same side.
Yeah, and it's making a difference. There's no doubt about that.
I mean, just looking at him, he's probably 6'4", 6'5", and 120 kilos.
Great to see the legendary Earl Curtin here at the game.
Is Earl Curtin here, is he?
Yeah, he's sitting up there on the, I suppose you'd say, outside the union rooms and the corporate box, if you will.
He's been a great man of Heartland Rugby as Earl. First five for the All Blacks in the 1960s. But he's spent a lot of time picking Heartland teams and being around Heartland players. It's really good to see Earl here. So mid-Canterbury have got the scrum about 15 metres out from the Wairarapa Bush line in a really good position. It's a really dangerous position here for Wairarapa Bush. They're going to have to get quickly off the line. Massawini here at centre, number 13. He's very, very dangerous. Have to be careful here, Wairarapa Bush. It's another very good scrum from mid-Canterbury. But Wairarapa Bush do enough. And Blythe in there. Clearing. Tariki. There's Sophie. Massawini just knocks it on there, coming on the inside line. That's a let off there for Wairarapa Bush. Nice. When the Wairarapa Bush needed that, BG.
Yeah, they did. We saw mid-Canterbury in a very similar position in the first half. And with that wind, which, again, has died down a little bit, but picked back up and now it's died down again, this will be a difficult exit strategy for them. They are within their 22, so, yep, they could look for a long-range kick. But quite often, traditionally, the teams are going through one or two phases of strong carries from the second five centre before they're looking to clear. What we have seen, though, is that it's only worth about 5 or 6 metres.
Yep. It's just trying to get that angle for the kicker, isn't it?
Yeah.
Generally, that hit up in the midfield.
Yep.
So Wairarapa Bush to feed the scrum here. It's 17 points to 15 to mid-Canterbury with 25 minutes to go on the clock.
Bit of a shout out to Simon watching it from Castle Point today.
Nice.
If anywhere is windy ever, it is Castle Point.
Tippy makes really good contact and actually gets it out to about, what are we looking at there? About 36 metres outside the Wairarapa Bush goal line. It's actually it's as good an exit as you can hope for with this wind. So mid-Canterbury here, looking to throw the ball in through Callum Burrell. And he goes to Thomas again. Thomas has had a big impact, number 18, since he's come on the field. And there's Sophie. That's a nice ball. Oh, look out. Here we go again. Yeah, it's Vasarakuta, but he knocks that one on.
Another forward pass. It's about the third today for mid-Canterbury. Take a look on the Witten Frigate replay. The ball comes out from the halfback beautifully. Riki takes it, goes through the dummy runner. again, out past the number 8. And he's juggled it. I'm not sure about that one, actually, to be fair.
I tell you who I'm very impressed with who's come on is number 18, Tapasu Thomas. He's made a huge impact.
Yeah, massive.
He's beating players every time he runs the ball. He's running with genuine purpose, and he's taken 2 lineouts. They've brought him on and injected him. He's having a really big impact. So Isaac Bracewell to feed the scrum for Wairarapa Bush, and Wairarapa Bush are about 8 metres inside their own half. So this is really good opportunity here for Wairarapa Bush. I know that sounds crazy being inside our own half, but just having a chance to get over that advantage line and get into the mid-Canterbury half.
Well, I think, too, it's a psychological thing. You don't want to be camped down in your own half at all for an extended period of time. Mid-Canterbury had to deal with that in the first half.
Yep.
And now we are desperate to get out of here. We don't want to be in that same position we put Mid-Canterbury in not 20, 30 minutes ago.
Oh, exactly. And here's Adam Williamson and Lewis Bush here, the loose head and tight head props, respectively, from their provinces, having a good battle today. And it's just another good even battle. So Gammy picks up, takes it up. Good defence, though, from mid-Canterbury. It's a good blowout there from BJ Campbell. Bracewell there, nice 15-metre pass to Morrison, who sees a bit of space, does Morrison. But Manasseh Bari hits him hard. It's a nice tackle from Manasseh. Yeah. So that was just impact of the tackle, and it didn't, because he drove him back. So the Wairarapa Bush guys to blow over the ruck just couldn't get in position to do it because it was such a good hit. And that allowed the mid-Canterbury defender to get over the ball. So mid-Canterbury get the penalty.
Well, it's outstanding. They're, interestingly enough, opting for the posts.
Whoa.
So if successful, this will take the score to 20 points to 15. That means Wairarapa Bush will have to score twice to take the lead. They are 47 metres out.
I can say that I got here about 3/4 an hour before the game, and I was watching both teams warm up, and Tom Reiki hit a couple of these and got them over from almost exactly the same position.
Right.
Yeah.
You haven't just put the commentator's goose on.
I wasn't trying to. I was just saying that, as a kicker, it's good to see the same picture as you've done a couple of times before.
Absolutely. Let's just hope that wind doesn't swirl it around and push it out to the right. We've seen that a lot, but he's gone high. He's kicked it really high.
And over it goes from Tom
Beautiful.
Reiki.
Beautiful. Well done, Mid-Canterbury. It takes the score out now. Mid-Canterbury 20 and the Farriers Wairarapa Bush 15. Look, this restart's going to be key. We did quite well to get up there very, very quickly from the last one. This restart will be key to try and put some pressure back on to Mid-Canterbury and keep them in their half.
Yeah, I'd be very keen to see this land somewhere around the 22.
Yeah.
And try. It's not quite contestable there, but what you can do is put in a really good shot and make them exit. So try and get a line out. And it's almost what Mo'ofalanico's done. And Yoe's up there contesting. Well, that's a great take. It's really, really hard to see who that was. I think it might have been the captain again, Korotamana.
Leading from the front. Beautiful.
Yeah, he's had a good game. And there goes Blythe, passing it out there. Oh, that's Korotamana, who does an inside ball to Manasseh Bari. It's a nice play there from Mid-Canterbury. And there's Blythe in there quickly again. And that's going back there. And he's passing. And that's looks McCloy, the fullback, who's using that educated left boot down to Tipi Haira. Tipi Haira in good position here. Tipi's going to go across there to Solly Malatai. Solly Malatai, unlikely he'll kick. So Solly has a go, and he beats 2. Beats 3, does Solly. Still going. And he says Isaac Bracewell there. There's a bit of numbers here for Wairarapa Bush. And it goes out to Mo'ofalanico. Here he's going to get to the halfway line. That's a big shot there from Masawini from Mid-Canterbury. Sam Gammy hits the ball up. That's a nice run from Sam Gammy again. Isaac Bracewell digging quickly. Takes the line on Isaac Bracewell. Makes a little break up to the 40-metre line. And Jeremy, that's a tough one. But that is a fair penalty there. Number 14, Vasarakuta, again over the ball. He's having an outstanding game as Vasarakuta.
Yeah, look, right option, obviously, to maybe hold that ball there for a little bit longer so the Fords could get there. But likewise, it's issues like that will cost you territory when you've kind of got them on the back foot a little bit. But you can see the intensity still there from the Farriers Wairarapa Bush. They're really running with purpose, and I don't think we saw that against Thames Valley a few weeks ago here at Memorial Park.
No, look, I agree with you, but what I like to see, and as a coach, you want to encourage your players. Isaac Bracewell saw a gap there. You've just got to encourage. You've got to take that, Isaac, and we've just got to get our mates around him and get to that ball quicker, BG?
Yep.
If Isaac's good enough to spot the space,
exactly,
we've got to support him.
Very, very much so.
So it looks like Wairarapa Bush are making a couple of changes here. Number 18, Dominic Hurley is coming on for Luatua at lock, and BJ Campbell, who I think BJ's had a phenomenally good game, actually.
Yeah, I agree.
And he's coming off for...
Matt Perry from East Coast.
Oh, is that a debut for Matt?
I think it is, actually. I think this will be his first cap.
Brilliant.
Well, we were just talking about younger players before coming through in regards to the All Blacks and from North Otago to Southland. It's great to see Matt coming through from Wairarapa, the East Coast club.
One thing we won't lack from Matt is heart.
Correct.
I've seen Matt play club rugby and he's got plenty of heart. He goes. So that was a nice kick there from McCloy, taking mid-Canterbury deep inside the Wairarapa Bush half there. And he throws in there, does Burrell, and it's a nice take at the back there from Manasabari. Burrell coming around the back, the old Willie away, but he knocks it on, unfortunately, there for mid-Canterbury. So Wairarapa Bush look to turn the ball over. You don't see many Willie aways anymore.
No, you don't. You don't. Usually that means the man's out the country. Look, that's a fantastic let-off, actually, to be fair. Mid-Canterbury just... the error rate has been cut down significantly from the first half, but it's little mistakes like that Wairarapa Bush have actually been guilty of making more of over the course of the game so far that has cost them points, and they'll be kicking themselves with that one.
So here's the scrum again here. It's the very good shot here of Lewis Bush from Wairarapa Bush and Adam Williamson from mid-Canterbury. Oh, that's a huge scrum from Wairarapa Bush. And it goes out to fullback Tafar, who hits it up in the midfield there. Johan Van Vliet straight over the top. No chance of turning that over. Sam Morrison, he puts it into space there to Sam. That's what it's going to find. Vasarakuta gets back there. There's nothing that fella can't do. And they take him nicely. Henry Wilson, nice, mate. Nice tackle. And Wairarapa Bush just not rolling away, though. Nice tackle, Henry, but you've got to get out of there, mate.
Yeah. I think he might have got trapped in there, actually.
Yeah, it's
part of the problem.
It's a tough one. But once again, we get that. Now they'll get back into our half again. We've got to stop giving away those soft penalties. It will cost us this game with the score. There's 20 points to 15 to mid-Canterbury with about 18 minutes to go. Very
different Wairarapa Bush side than what we saw a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we talked pre-game, Tony, about the fact that they have made those constant improvements. After that heavy loss to South Canterbury, a lot of teams can go, that's us, that's our level. But last weekend we saw them step up against Wanganui, and today again against mid-Canterbury. It's just cutting down that error rate and converting those those points when you can.
Absolutely. As mid-Canterbury take that at the back of the line out. It's a very, very nice take there from Nasanga. And they're looking to go to the maul here. And Wairarapa Bush there just getting split right through the middle. And they've got an advantage. And I wouldn't mind betting that mid-Canterbury just goes straight to the posts. It'll put them outside that 7-point range. Here we go. Pointing straight to the post for number 10, Tom Reiki.
Yeah, this should be like shooting fish in a barrel for him, actually.
And we don't want to put the commentator's curse on the guy. No, we don't. But he's just a good, smart player, and they make good decisions. They're getting down there. They want to get outside that 7. This will make it an 8-point. It's just smart play from mid-Canterbury.
Yeah, it really is. And they're in the right area of the paddock. The wind has all but dropped off. This only turned into a light breeze now, so...
So for Wairarapa Bush, we just must stop giving away the soft penalties inside mid-Canterbury's half.
Absolutely.
If we keep giving away soft penalties, they'll keep kicking it down and they'll keep turning over the points. As Tom Reiki comes in here, hits it nicely, does Tom, and it's right between the uprights.
Well, there it is, 23 points to 15. It is mid-Canterbury leading over the Ferries, Wairarapa Bush here at Trust House Memorial Park. 63 minutes gone in this match. And a lot of mahi to do for Wairarapa Bush if they want to get back into this. Part of it is cutting down that error rate.
We've just got to stop the soft penalties. We've got to make this tackle here and try and put some good defence in. So Mo'o Falaniko kicks off again, another really high kick. And do they get the ball back? It's hard to tell in there. It's a lolly scramble.
Yep, looks like Wairarapa Bush have got it.
Yep. And then Lewis Bush takes off and makes 5 metres.
Where's the support?
It's got there that time. Good on you, Henry Wilson. They're in there. Dominic Hurley digging. Stands at about 2 metres tall, does Dominic. And Isaac Racewell in there with Lewis Bush again. Second hit up out of the 3. He's got a huge work rate as Lewis. Goes to Henry Wilson. And that's better, Sam Gammy. Oh no, didn't quite get enough on him, but we've got the ball back. Isaac Bracewell there clearing to Morrison, to Tippy Hyra. But Sophie in there to make the tackle for Mid-Canterbury. Then there's Isaac Bracewell there quickly at the breakdown to Jerry Mapasua. He's had an industrious game, his big Jerry. And Wairarapa Bush there getting there quickly. Here goes Isaac Bracewell clearing nicely there to Henry Wilson out to Tafar. Tafar hitting the line over the 22 now, Wairarapa Bush. They've retained, there's about 6-7 phases in a row here for Wairarapa Bush. Isaac Bracewell digging.
Good strength from Tafar to carry that ball forward. We're still getting the metres. We're still inching closer to that try line. We don't want to be leaving this part of the paddock without any points at this particular point of the game.
Good run, Henry Wilson there, BG. It was really powerful right over the advantage line. And there goes Jerry Mapasua again. Woohoo!
Look out.
Jerry is going fire.
It's the big rig.
Sam Morrison to Ueta Tufanga. There was no arms in that tackle. Anyway, and it looks like that's going to be held up though. Oh no, the referee's got an advantage, so the touch judge saw it. So Wairarapa Bush there looking to drive them over the line here. There we go. Touch judge will be on here.
All right, so we've seen that double blow. Jerry Mapasua just having a bit of a breather there. I think he might have got a bit winded in that last hit, which is outstanding. So
I've been massively impressed with Jerry today. He's having a great game.
Oh, he is. And, good carry from Tippy Hyra before, too. We haven't seen him so much in this half.
No.
He's very influential in the first half in terms of hitting that advantage line, making those metres and looking for those offload opportunities. So maybe that's the win factor that's picked up again. But I'd like to see a little bit more of that from Wairarapa Bush.
So they're having a chat here. And I don't know if the referee's going to his pocket. We'll let you know as soon as we know. Generally when they call someone out, though, no arms. No, he's just given him another warning. So that's the second warning for Mid-Canterbury today.
Keep your tackles down, boys. That was the call from the Mid-Canterbury captain.
And it's the first time, I think, Wairarapa Bush, maybe the second time, has been inside the Mid-Canterbury 22 in the last 25 minutes, and we decide to go to the posts.
Interesting call.
Yeah, so Captain Van Vliet has just decided to get back within that 7 points. I probably would have gone to the scrum after that last scrum. Tried to milk another penalty out of it, and then you get a free shot at the line. But that's what Captain Van Vliet has decided, and Mo'o Falaniko lines the shot up. And this is genuinely right in front of the posts.
Yeah, this should be pretty easy for, well, again, no commentator's curse, but it should be pretty easy for the young man.
Yep. And over it goes.
Well, he's not a builder, but he nailed that one. Fantastic. Look, this is edging ever closer. There is still plenty of time, to be fair. We've got 13 minutes left on the clock, and it's 23-18.
To Mid-Canterbury with about, 13 minutes to go? 13 and a half minutes?
Yeah, it's interesting. So Mid-Canterbury will probably look to go deep here again. A little bit like you mentioned earlier, Tony. Looking to put that ball nice and high and landing somewhere around that 22 mark.
Yep, there it goes. Down there to Van Vliet.
The wind's picked it up.
He's pushed it right back to her own goal line. As Solly Malatai under massive pressure takes it out. Beats one, beats two. Oh, but we knocked it on. That is a genuine coach killer. Yep. I have to say.
Yep, absolutely.
That's where you just take a big sigh and look at the ground and enough. I don't think we'll say any more about that. Huge attacking opportunity here for Mid-Canterbury, and we know how potent Mid-Canterbury is in the backs with the likes of Vasarakuta, Masawini. We haven't seen much of Tate Chisman, but I can assure you if he gets an opportunity here, is super quick.
Yeah, there's certainly quite the corridor going on in midfield from Canterbury, so I'd expect to see a crash ball second five centre combination.
They might even go to Vasarakuta on the inside, BG. He's standing here almost behind the halfback, the big winger that we've seen a lot today.
That he is.
He'd be right on the 5 metre because the attacking team has to be 5 metres back from the scrum also. He'd only be 5, maybe 6 metres back. So this could be almost a short ball to the big man.
Yeah, they've certainly Mid-Canterbury pushed their winger right out to the line before. He's coming probably 7 metres now, but Very interesting to see their tactics here. You'd expect the midfield crash type thing, wouldn't you? But
Yeah.
no, maybe not.
This will be interesting from mid-Canterbury. So Blythe to put the ball in. Harvey Blythe. That's a good scrum from mid-Canterbury. Yep, and they got the advantage. They got the penalty. Jerry Mupps for going down. And there goes the captain, number 8. And that looks like a try time to Koro Tamani. Seta Koro Tamani. He's had a very good game as the cap. He's just industrious. He works hard. If you saw his try a couple of weeks ago there, he picked up from number 8 and ran 20 metres on that occasion. He's just a very, very powerful man. He's a very experienced player now. He's played a bit of 7. He's played for the New Zealand Heartland. He'd be over 50 games for mid-Canterbury. It's a very nice try there, BG.
Yeah, very good. The wind's just picked up again here, Tony. So this does not bode well for the Ferries Wairarapa Bush, considering the points there. And if that wind sticks around for the next 10 minutes or so, which is pretty much all that's left in this match by the time the kick goes over, then mid-Canterbury will be looking to really hammer home that territory. And it can be a good ground-out win.
Absolutely.
28-18. Mid-Canterbury in the lead kick to come following that try.
Tom Reiki lining up the conversion.
Really impressed with this guy, mate. You know, he's played really, really well, controlled the ball well, led his team well.
And they've just made smart decisions like we knew in that second half. And,
it's come off the post. Great catch, Lewis Bush.
So it looks like mid-Canterbury are clearing the bench here. So we'll let you know, try and let you know as we go. But I'd say all the mid-Canterbury looks like 3 or 4 came off in a row. So we could have everybody on. So bear with us as we try and know all the reserves that have come on. We'll endeavour to do our best.
Is it Williams, Hennings, and Bessagar? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, I think so. That's a good high kick from Mo'o, Falaniko. It looks like Wairarapa Bush have got at the ball. And there goes Jerry Mapasua with another hit up. It's a very good hit up there from Jerry. Isaac Bracewell in there quickly again. Sam Morrison, Tafara at the line. It's a big shot there on Ueta. Or was it Tafara? Sorry. Mid-Canterbury look like they're over that ball. Counter ruck, but we get the penalty.
A couple of Wairarapa Bush players down and back play as well.
Yep, from that last blowout. So it looks like one of them's Lewis Bush. It looks like one of them might be Sam Gammy.
Both of which have been outstanding for the Stags today. They really have. Great to see the Rory the Stag mascot wandering up and down the sideline before and wearing a mask.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah. I think the head of that costume has been around a while, which is, I think these days, automatic social distancing due to the smell. But nonetheless, it's great to see the mascots back out there as well.
So for mid-Canterbury today, very impressed with Manasseh Bari. He's been very good. Seto Korotamana at number 8 has been very good. Tom Reeks has been very good at first 5. And obviously the winger, Vasa Rakuta, has been very dangerous. For Wairarapa Bush, we've seen some huge work rates in there from Sam Gammy, Jerry Mapasua. BJ Campbell was very good when he was on. Also, I think Sam Morrison's run to the line very well. Wairarapa Bush have actually looked pretty dangerous, but we've just struggled to build. We've just been giving away too many soft penalties or making silly errors at the wrong times. Can be a sign of inexperience, BG.
Yeah, it can be. And, you know, sticking to that game plan is obviously paramount in these kind of games, but especially this year's competition where every game is a must-win. But what we've seen is a bit more back play in that first half, and there's a little bit more forward play in this half. Backs just don't seem to have had the opportunities. To be fair, that could be mid-Canterbury shutting us down nicely. Jerry Mapasua makes his way, the bit of a limp.
I would say that's cramp. So that, interestingly, folks at home, that will move Sam Gammy, the number 8, will come into prop. And don't worry, he plays prop a lot. And that'll bring on another flanker, which is Ryan Nell out of the Gladstone Club.
It's coming on there, no number on his
No
back.
number for Ryan. Jerry Mapasua deserves that clap. He's had, in my opinion, he's had the best game I've seen him play for Wairarapa Bush.
Yeah, no, he's had an absolutely outstanding
Good
game
on you,
today.
Mups.
I think he'd be proud over all of his season, actually, to be fair. He's just consistently worked harder and got better game by game.
Which is excellent. So Tipi Hira here, putting the ball deep into the corner. It's a nice kick from Tip. And that means Wairarapa Bush are about 10 metres out from there. No, 12 metres out from the line. Lewis Bush in there first, setting up. Dominic Hurley looking for the call from Wairarapa Bush. And it goes there to McCall. That's not straight.
We talked about simple errors, Tony, and that is one of them.
So if it's not a penalty, it's just a basic error, and that will just let Mid-Canterbury will set up their 2 pivots.
How bad would you feel if you're Mark Rutini's clipboard right now?
Wairarapa Bush are right in it's 28 points to 18, and
they're in it. They're absolutely in it.
They'll be kicking themselves, to be fair. Mid-Canterbury is a very good side who's played very clever in the second half. So good luck to them. As Adam Blythe puts the ball in.
Isaac Bracewell just asking the referee, are these guys on side? Have you had a wee look, sir?
Sorry, it was average of me not to mention Isaac Bracewell, actually. He's been outstanding today. His speed to the breakdown is huge, and he's got a very nice pass, and he's also got an eye for the gap, BG. And I was mentioning players before who had outstanding games.
It does. I'd love to see a little bit more of Sully Malatai. He's been injected into the game from set piece, from moves that they have planned and trained at. We haven't actually seen too much more of him.
And there goes that educated right boot from Tom Reeks. It's about a 60-metre kick there. Goes down to Tipi Hira. He passes to Sully Malatai. There's our opportunity. It's another nice tackle there from Mid-Canterbury. And that goes to Yowie Van Vliet. It's a nice tackle there from Mid-Canterbury in close. Bracewell clears to Morrison, who clears to Tipi Hira, who looks to see a little hole there, does Tip. Gets over the halfway line. That's a good blowout there from Wairarapa Bush. They need quick ball. Bracewell finds Lewis Bush at first receiver. Lewis Bush gets pushed back. And Dominic Hurley, they're going to need to get over that ball and secure it. Wairarapa Bush. Mid-Canterbury putting a lot of pressure at the breakdown. Bracewell to Morrison, to Hira, to Tufunga. Bracewell in there quickly again to Van Vliet. Van Vliet there. That Mid-Canterbury getting off the line really quickly. It's really good work. 73 minutes into the game. Henry Wilson out there to Tafar. Huge long ball out here to Sully Malatai. Let's see what Sully can do. 1-on-1. And he beats the first player. Doesn't beat the second.
He's run into quite a bit of traffic there, hasn't he? And probably twice the size. But they won the penalty.
They have. Mid-Canterbury coming in off their feet there. That was Nasinga, number 5 for Mid-Canterbury.
Bracewell looked like he wanted to take a quick tap.
Yeah,
no, let's not do that. Let's play smart.
It's almost at that time, not quite. With it's 5.5 minutes to go. And Tipi Hira, you probably could have taken the quick tap with only making 6 metres on the kick, which is pretty disappointing to be fair.
It's like Tarongo's been called on for Henry Wilson, and we'll also see
Daryl Pickering.
Yep, and he'll probably be coming on for... Has he gone off Isaac Bracewell?
No, he hasn't.
He has.
Isaac Bracewell's gone to first 5, and they've
brought
Sam Morrison off. So Tarongo Tiki from the Carterton Club has come on at hooker. And Daryl Pickering from the Carterton Club has come on at halfback. Let's see what Tarongo Tiki here.
It's an interesting change when you've got Paddy Gluck, who is the first 5, and can play halfback as well, still sitting on the bench.
Yeah, no, that is. Mid-Canterbury here don't need to do anything flash. They've got a 10-point lead here with 5 minutes to go. They can take their time and put a box kick in or kick deep. That's playing very close to the ruck here, not giving Wairarapa Bush an opportunity for any turnovers. Smart play from Mid-Canterbury. And there goes the captain again, Koro Tamana. And that's a turnover though. And there goes Pickering. He finds Sully Malatai out in the midfield. Sully with a lovely ball out there due to Tufunga. And he makes a nice run there up to the 40-metre line. Wairarapa Bush need quick ball. Pickering in there quickly. Bracewell. Oh, Hurley, does he? No, it's no knock on there from Hurley, but he just has to clean up the scrappy ball. Pickering there really quickly. Pickering takes a little gap. Pickering makes 8 metres on the run. Bracewell in there quickly. Bracewell to McLean. Oh, that's Gammy again. Gammy with another hit up. They've got to blow him out of there. And there goes Bracewell in there quickly. And that goes out to Mo'o Falanico. Wairarapa Bush here showing some really good endeavour with 5 minutes to go. That's really, really quick ball. Pickering standing at first receiver. Pickering with the cutout ball. Out there, move to Hira. Comes across to Van Vliet. There's numbers here. Van Vliet's going to run him in. And there goes Solly Malatai here. And then Solly Malatai gets down to the 22 with the pop ball in there. Van Vliet again. Wairarapa Bush now are inside the 22. It's game on here. And Pickering to Lewis Bush with a huge head of steam up. And Wairarapa Bush have got an advantage. Lewis Bush holds on to the ball. They're now about 16 metres away from their line. And Pickering, well, that's a bit of a late hit on Pickering. Tipi Hira beats the first player, but then the referee's gone to the penalty in the midfield for offside. So Pickering's looking to try and take it quickly. Pickering takes it quickly, and he goes really, really wide.
Oh, that's a big call.
Oh, he's trouble. Tufunga. Tufunga beats one.
Fortunate.
Beats two. Tufunga, they need to get some men over the top, though. That guy's not on his feet. Oh, that's a very, very average call from the referee. I'm sorry to say that's in fact, that's poor. The Mid-Canterbury guy was just massively off his feet.
Unbelievable. You take a look at that. I mean, that could have gone either way. Thank goodness for the bounce. Wetu Tufunga there just taking it into contact. Slips out, goes down. Not quite. No, still on his feet, so he's allowed to play. And you watch the Mid-Canterbury team straight over the top.
He's not on his feet. He's put his hands over the ruck. It's
unbelievable. Right in front of the referee.
It's automatic penalty to Wairarapa Bush. Unfortunately, that's very poor from the referee. He's had a pretty good game, but that's extremely poor. And he'll know that when he checks the game after, because it'll get sent to him and he'll get marked, and he'll be disappointed in that because it was right in front of him.
Yeah, he'll certainly hear us.
Yeah. He's had a pretty good game on the whole, though. Just that was a massively important time in the game with Wairarapa Bush looking to score with 4 minutes to go.
Tamila coming on for
Mo'o Falanico. Is this Tamilau's debut, or has he had one before?
I'm not sure, actually. Incidentally, going back to Matt Perry from East Coast, he makes his 670th. Here's the 670th Wairarapa Bush player.
Nice. As Mid-Canterbury there find the mark again, and that's another big strong run there from the singer in the midfield, the big lock, and they get the penalty. So Mid-Canterbury here just playing very, very smart. I've enjoyed the way Mid-Canterbury's played this half, I have to say. They've used what win there is, and they've used their two pivots, and they've slowed the game down. Now they're in the lead by 10. Mm-hmm. It's just clever rugby. Yeah, it's just clever rugby. Very, very clever.
Oh, they've got a pretty good coach there in Jason Rickard. He's been around the rugby scene for a hell of a long time, actually.
Yeah.
Definitely knows the stuff.
And they've had a very strong line out. We've had a good set piece, to be fair, has Mid-Canterbury. With about a minute and a half to go, it's 28 points to 18 to Mid-Canterbury. Mid-Canterbury are going to get the treats today. And there goes Sophie, and it's a knock-on in the midfield. That was the cap that time that knocked it on. Koro Tamana, who's had a strong game. He's a bit disappointed with himself. Yeah. And there's me just having a chat to Manassa Bari there. But Mid-Canterbury know at this point they've got the game sewn up. So Wairarapa Bush have got the scrum here with about a minute to go, about 5 metres inside Mid-Canterbury's territory, right in midfield. What can they do with this, BG? They've split their backs. It's a 3-2, Wairarapa Bush.
Yeah, look, the Mid-Canterbury flankers have done a pretty good job of getting off that scrum pretty quickly for the entire game. So, if you are looking at an option, then heading off to the left and trying to hit that hole between the two players in there, sort of second 5% would have been my go, but they've straightened it up. They've gone back to that, and they are now looking to get their pods, get their shape back together. Bit of an arrow attack type shape, or triangle, if you will. Mid-Canterbury making a huge effort. They've kicked the ball ahead after it's been knocked out of Wairarapa Bush. Who's in there? Tipi Hira's in there. He's cleaned it up well. Runs around the post, but he's been...
Koro Tamana getting across there to make the tackle.
Oh, lovely inside ball. Look, there was a length of the field try against South Canterbury. Can they pull something out of the bag here at Trust House Memorial Park? You have to wonder. No, it's a knock-on.
And that's 80 minutes on the clock. And referee calls full time. So the game finishes up here, 28 points to 18 to Mid Canterbury. Just a quick recap of the game. Mid Canterbury have scored 4 tries through Manasa Bari, Tom Riki, Vasara Kuta and Seta Koro Tamana. Wairarapa Bush had scored 2 tries with Lewis Bush and Yueta Tufanga. And I think that all in all, Mid Canterbury's deserved the victory. They have just played some nice, smart rugby. They've got a good set piece, BG. And Wairarapa Bush, unfortunately for them, have just given away too many soft penalties and too many basic errors, really.
Yeah, it's kind of been the story of the season, unfortunately, Tony. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching them improve week on week. If we could just even halve those soft penalties, halve that little error rate, then we would have been back right in there. And I know we mentioned the referees call down there before and what have you. The referees done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think so.
But that was a moment in time where you do wonder the what-ifs at that particular point. But look, nonetheless, well done, Mid Canterbury. They came, they played. It's been a very long day for the team, actually.
Yeah,
having to
incredible.
travel up from Ash Vegas this morning and make their way here.
They're going to be they're all going to be asleep tonight.
Yeah.
on that bus trip back from Christchurch to Ashburton. They might stay in Christchurch. They might fly back. And...
I think they're staying in Wellington.
Oh, are they staying in Wellies? Okay.
So,
yeah.
But even then, by the time the after match is over, you're looking at midnight. And I hope their flight's on at 6 a.m. It's absolute red-eye to Canterbury. So, yeah, it is what it is. And it has been a very tough season so far for the Ferries. Wairarapa Bush. Not using it as an excuse at all, but I think the COVID interruption really halted the progress of the team and that forward momentum they looked like they were building. Yeah,
look, I do agree. We're starting to have a good pre-season, and this competition was always going to be about building momentum early. And with these guys, you know, they need to get that momentum early to start building, and that just didn't happen. Wairarapa Bush got off the blocks really slowly after COVID. That Thames Valley game, we got off the blocks really slowly. We were incredibly poor in that game.
Yeah, we were.
And it's taken us a bit. We were close to Wanganui last week, and tonight was really close again. So we're getting there, but it's going to be too late.
Yeah, it is going to be too late, and it's very much a winner takes all in this competition. You had to win because of the shortened season and a longer season. You had to really go out and start putting those W's on the board early. We haven't done that.
No.
Mid Canterbury have dropped the game, but like I said earlier, today's win has really propelled them back up to the table. I think they might sit in about 5th equal position now. That gives them a shot. But South Canterbury look like the absolute competition frontrunners.
Yeah.
They are where Wanganui were 5 years ago in terms of saying, this is Heartland and we're dominating it.
Yeah,
and get us.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And now that some players, I think, are allowed to come out of the level 3 areas under certain circumstances, like that will strengthen Thames Valley.
Very much so.
Who I know they had 5 players stuck in Auckland under level 4.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can get some dispensations. And I see Julian Savia was allowed to play last night for Wellington, and he'd been stuck in Auckland.
Right.
So if he was allowed, I imagine some of that. So that could strengthen Thames Valley. But you're right about South Canterbury. They're looking very strong as well. So it's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to make it tough now because how do you motivate the boys when you are in the position you are on the table? It's about saying now we're playing for pride, now we're playing for the jersey, more importantly, now we're playing for each other. So, you know, West Coast still to go. They're not going to be an easy to beat team either. Ngāti Porou East Coast, who have proven this year to be exceptional under the tutelage of Jose Gear in that squad. So, you know, it's a really interesting build. Look, we'll be back here next week.
Absolutely.
Saturday afternoon, and looking forward to that game against the Coasties. Just a bit of a shout out to the crew, which I believe are coming up from the West Coast.
Oh, cool.
Tony and I are very much open to at least 1 pound of whitebait each.
Oh, no doubt there. Once again, really enjoyed it, BG. It was good fun.
Yeah, always fun.
I hope you enjoyed the coverage at home. Southie Sayer, thank you very much for putting the live stream on for us. BG and I very much enjoy coming here and hoping we give you guys a good commentary, and hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it is really good. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy doing it, and we will bring you that next week. So, Greymouth, West Coast, home of the champion whitebait, so particularly from South Westland. Just saying hello to the Anderson family and Huddy. And I see Woodham Shield Rugby was featured on the Heartland a wee while ago. This is all the small towns in South Westland coming together to play a game, which is no holds barred. Absolutely brilliant. And we kind of have something similar here between Pongaroa and Alfreton, where they get together and have a bit of a go. So, we know what it's like. People say moments in time, do you remember where you were? When Princess Diana died, I was watching the Woodham Shield Rugby in Ross.
Oh, really?
There you go.
Awesome. Awesome.
And it was unbelievable. Really, really cool experience. Great pub at the Empire Hotel.
I love it.
Like I said, moments in time was fantastic.
Oh, that is great.
Once again, huge thank you to Southern Safe for sponsoring today's live stream. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage from Australia, from Castle Point, and certainly from Mid-Canterbury. Up the hammers, as they say, and they will move on to have a potential shot at the Meads, or even, depending on results, the Hawk Cup later on in the season. From us at Trust House Memorial Park, Tony and myself, ka kite, safe night.